Hello everyone, this is my rig for recovering dirt bikes. First thing is make a fisherman's knot and tie off your rope to a tree. I also have what is called a giant loop tow strap, which gives me about 20 feet extra, and that can be wrapped around big trees and won't destroy your rope. But for this I'm just going to tie the rope. And that's a tree right there, that's not actually just a 4x6 coming off the house. And my bike is actually down a deep canyon. It's not just my backyard. So first thing, the next thing you do, attach a carabiner onto the front of the bike, and you should have one of these little grab handles on the front of your bike. If you don't, go grab it, get a strap and do it because it comes in handy. So you run the rope through that, and now we need to tie a Prusik loop onto this rope. So you got to make a loop, and people say to make a double fisherman's knot to make the loop. And so I don't know, this part right here might be boring, so you can fast forward if you don't want to watch it. You go look it up somewhere else. But basically you need to make both ends of the strings tied together, so you have a really solid cord. And this is some cord, paracord that's rated really high strength. The thing with your Prusik loop, the diameter of the cord has to be a lot smaller than your main line. I read it has to be 60 to 80% smaller, but I don't know. So you get something that's half the diameter, and that's what you want to use for your Prusik loop. It needs to be half the diameter of the main one. So here's a little zoom in, and if you did your double fisherman knot right, when you turn it over, watch how even it looks when I turn it over. It's just everything's all lined up like that. So that's kind of how it should look as far as I know. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, this is definitely just how I do it. This is not an instructional video. This is just entertainment purposes only, right? Here's how I do it. Could be wrong. But so you put your Prusik loop on the line like that, and then attach a carabiner onto that. And come on, Jeff, Butterfingers. And then run your cord through that carabiner. And unlike I show here, actually make sure the carabiner is closed. And that's how that works. So you can move the Prusik loop up and down the line with your hand when there's no tension on it. Otherwise, it's stuck there. That's the kind of nice thing about those. Now you stick another carabiner on your bike, run the cord through there. You kind of want all the cord running in the same direction. So at the end I'll show you where I had it kind of reversed and I undo what I did. Oh, and then here you see I ran out of cord, so I'm just going to tie that off real quick. Then I'm going to move this Prusik loop down so that I got a little bit, so I have enough cord to do a 4-to-1. So 4-to-1 advantage is pretty nice. So my dirt bike is 240 pounds, so it's really like lifting a 60-pound sack of concrete, which is, you can do it, I guess. Not everybody can do that, but 60 pounds is a lot easier than your whole bike. Anyway, so you can hear I'm getting the lines all running in the same direction, so that when you pull on them, they're all, it doesn't matter that much, but I mean, not that hard to do. So alright, now the last thing I want to do is I want to set up another Prusik loop to make sure that once I start pulling the bike up, it can't roll backwards on me. So I'm going to walk over to the steps. I'm sorry I didn't speed this part up, but it's just, hang on a second. So I take this Prusik loop, and I'm going to put it on the very first line. It's like the main line. So you can see here, that's the main line coming down. And about a foot away or so from the carabiners is good. And you'll see in a minute why that's good about a foot away. So I'll throw another one on here, and I'll speed this footage up, I think, because sometimes when you do this, it doesn't quite go as smoothly as I showed in the first one. It kind of gets messed up, so you want to make it look right. So usually fast forward. Yeah, that first time I did it was luck that I got it so good the first try. Okay, so then you put that on your carabiner, kind of going on the outside. Now, I'm just kind of double checking out how all the cords match up. Anyway, come on. So now, that right there makes it so it can't, you can't pull it back any further. It's totally tense right there. So that's nice. You can't pull it back. And now I just grab that line. At this point, I'm probably picking my bike up because it was probably laying on the ground, and try to balance the bike and just kind of pull it like this. Once you get it about a foot, move your Prusik up. You can see that it holds you in place. Do a little bit at a time. Move the Prusik up. Straighten the handlebars or wherever you got to steer. Do a little bit more. Push it up. So this works on a pretty steep hill. And a lot of times, problem with, so this kind of lets you be on the bike at the same time. You could be off to the side of the bike. It's just a little bit, depends on what you want to do. You want to pull yourself up, so you got to pull a little bit harder, or do you want to make balancing harder? So, and that's about it. You kind of, once you run out of line, then that second Prusik that I added, it's not tense here because I'm not really on a hill, but that main line is holding it up right here, so the rest of the pulleys aren't really doing anything, and that allows you to move that first Prusik back up the line, and then you can get back on the bike and do it all again. So getting back on the bike. Hopefully you're riding with some friends, so maybe you don't have to do a 4-to-1. Maybe you can do a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1. And maybe one person can pull and the other one can direct the bike. So that sort of thing. But this is basically how you could do it if you're totally on your own and you just can't get your bike up. So yeah, I've never had to use it. And I actually made this video just because, I don't know, I just wanted to prove to myself that I actually could do it. So, I'm no expert at this. This is probably the wrong way. I don't know, it's probably not so bad. And you could use pulleys, and that would make things a little bit better, I guess. But more weight, so I didn't use them. And that's it.